video is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Manchester Pictures, Identitech, Steve Aldersley, Anthony Coleman, Kurt David, Joe Brown, Mason Frost, Matthew McLaughlin, SPP, Andres Glazel, and Biff C for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, the channel, allowing all of this to happen for as long as it has. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoy the video. We're back, everyone. We are back in familiar territory, kind of. It's the 2000s, but it's familiar. It's a familiar band. Early on in my reacting career, if you want to call it that, here on YouTube, September 2018 is when I started. Been going for over 2 years now. It's kind of wild. First band I reacted to is Joy Division. Shortly after that, I also did the Smiths, and then I started in on New Order. And so I think a lot, also did Disintegration by The Cure back then. I think a lot of my early subscribers are kind of that old guard who like the 80s new wave, you know, they like Joy Division, they like The Cure, they like the Smiths, they like New Order, Depeche Mode, which I will be getting to. I don't know if I quite have that on my reaction schedule yet. Do I? I know I have Sonic Youth on there now. No, I don't have it yet. We're still trying to figure out the albums, but that will be on my reaction schedule, which if you didn't know, in the description there, I always have the link to my reaction schedule, what's coming up on the list. But for now, get ready, because we're going to listen to Get Ready. Yeah, so the infamous, I don't know if it was the last, I think I did Substance, and then I did Republic, I can't remember. But last New Order album I listened to chronologically was Republic, which was kind of an infamous album, infamous reaction, because I didn't like the album, I'll put it that way. I didn't hate it, though. It was just boring. It was a little bit boring for me. But like as time has gone on and I've occasionally gone back to some of those tracks, there's quite a bit about the album that I like and respect. There's just so many things that kind of mar it. No pun intended with electronic there. It just kind of get in the way, bog it down. And it's really just like the female backing vocals, the 80s, 90s backing vocals that kind of date it. Not that that's a bad thing. Bernard's rapping is weird. And then some of the tracks are just a little too repetitive and boring. But like I said, a few tracks on there that I do enjoy. So I'm interested to see what Get Ready is like, because this is 8 years after Republic. It's the last album to feature all 4 band members. And it has fairly decent feedback. So I've been really eager to get to this one for a while. Songs like Crystal, 60 Miles an Hour. I'm down, man. We got Billy Corgan on here, which is weird. Bobby Gillespie's on here as well. It's an odd one, looks like it. We got 10 tracks. Alt rock, electronic rock, 50 minutes. I think we're just going to start, guys. I'm ready. Are you ready? Get ready for Get Ready. Crystal. I'm back in the zone. So on newer New Order tracks, like I did a reaction for Be a Rebel, which was their most recent single, you can definitely tell there's some kind of doctoring to Bernard's vocals. And if you listen to them live in the last, 10 years, because Music Complete was like 2010, right? Was it that old? I don't know. But like, if you listen closely, you can tell it's slightly doctored. It's slightly, 2015, sorry, 5 years ago. Slightly kind of smoothed out. It's not really auto-tuned, like wholly. It just seems like a few notes here and there are kind of adjusted. So it's not like he's terrible, but you can tell that he's slipping a little bit. And I'm kind of hearing it here too. So was this the beginning of like his downward decline vocally? I don't know. Missed you, Hook. I apologize. I realized I didn't focus my camera before I started, so I may have been slightly out of focus, but it's fixed now. Spectacular. I dig it. I like the distortion of like I assume the guitars, maybe even the synth mixed with like the cleaner synth sounds. And of course got that nice bass in there. This this you can tell has that early 2000s twinge to it, you know? Especially with the beats. They really the it seems like their transition from like the 80s post-punk new wave type of percussion is translating well into like, you know, that kind of like big beat or break beat stuff from the 90s and the 2000s. And I've heard the first track off of Twisted Tenderness, which is an album I will be reacting to after all these New Order albums. And that, I think, came out the same year, if I'm not mistaken, 2001. And that also shares very similar elements to this song, Crystal, especially with the percussion. But yeah, nothing bad to say about that one. I really dig it. Let's keep going. 60 miles an hour. That bass. Pretty solid stuff. I think I like Crystal more, but that synth breakdown part way through, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, nothing crazy to say. I'm liking the tone of this so far. It's working for me. Like that's the thing with like, you know, late 90s, early 2000s is it can just be like really pretty solid or just kind of like really cringy and, you know, like Eurodance, like, you know, there's certain genres from the 90s and 2000s that are just cringy. And this teeters on it, but like it's legit songwriting and composition that is more nostalgic than it is cringy, you know? It's like I like things that make me harken back to those times without making me like feel like I'm being hit over the head by something god awful. So good job, New Order. Turn My Way. We got Billy Corgan, Billy Corgan, Billy Gorgon, Billy Organ, Billy Idol. Turn My Way. If he does any of his grunge, yes, I'm gonna laugh. I was about to say that, like, by the end of this song, I was going to be like, seems kind of phoned in, very simple, but a good kind of, connective track. Like I've said, the good filler tracks are connective tracks. But time and time again, New Order has this way of closing out the last minute or two of their songs with just this really nice, like ever since like I heard Leave Me Alone off of Power, Corruption, and Lies, it's like I've noticed this trend of like very similar motifs like that. Like Leave Me Alone has that kind of like uplifting, almost like soaring crescendo at the end. And I've noticed similar motifs in a lot of their songs. And it's like with this one, it's like now it's changing into, something else for the end. And you got like Hook coming in to kind of highlight the change. And it's just like, I really appreciate New Order for that. It's something you don't see a lot. You often see like, one idea taken just, all the way through, and it's just like, it's a song we can throw on the album, it's done. But no, they usually add a little bit more spice to it. Usually. Republic, I'm looking at you. Yeah, not bad. That's good. I'm kind of liking these less and less. I mean, that sounds a bad way to phrase it, but I've liked it kind of in chronological order, Crystal most, then 60, and then this one. But it hasn't really been weak yet. I mean, I'm only 3 tracks in, 7 to go, but I've been enjoying it so far. Billy Corgan, an interesting addition. I don't really know if it was fully necessary, but it added a little bit of flavor to it. Vicious Streak. Zelda? This one's chill. That chorus reminds me a bit of Harvey by Her. Kind of the do 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 do. Got kind of a similar motif, same chords. Wow. It's like an ambient track almost. Very restrained, very held back. I like that. I haven't really heard anything quite like that. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think Avalanche off of Republic kind of had a very chill notion to it. And Ruined in a Day also did as well. But like they predominantly do like more upbeat dance tracks. And I kind of like that one. It's just a very kind of restrained, chill track. Cool. More of that, please. Primitive Notion. Cool rock track. This is what Republic should have been. What happened? Jeez. Yeah, dig that one too. I like the upbeat energy. I like the production. A lot of the mixing and production choices have been really cool so far. It has a great sound to it. About halfway through now, so let's keep going. Slow jam. Whoa.
I look at the morning sky. Today the wind is blowing hard. See the way it is. Just give me one more wish. I can't get enough of this. Knew it would be alright. For my clothes to look unique in the middle.
It was okay. Another kind of phoned in track, probably a little bit weaker than Turn My Way, I think. Yeah, it was just kind of boring. Had that, like, I don't know, it almost felt like, what would you compare it to? Like a really, really, really bland Oasis song or something. I don't know. It kind of felt like it had that sort of like Manchester or Britpop feel to it a little bit, just a tiny bit. Yeah, but it just didn't really do much for me. It was okay though. I didn't mind it. I'd probably skip that one if I listened to the full album though. Rock the Shack, Bobby. Ooh.
Been accused of everything from Timbuktu to old Berlin. The shack, rock the shack, rock the shack, rock the shack. I believe in politics, I believe in everything. I believe this world of ours is just identifies some. Get up.
Kind of in the same vein as Primitive Notion. Got that, energetic rock vibe to it. Didn't like it as much as Primitive Notion, I don't think, but it was fine. It was fine. Okay, Someone Like You. This is the last single. First two were singles. This is the last single. What we got? Oh.
This can't be having a time of our lives.
good. All right, next track. No. I actually like Vicious Streak a little bit more as far as like the chillness goes. I actually like Vicious Streak quite a bit more than that one. But that one was fine. A good connective track. It wasn't really boring so much as not as interesting as Vicious Streak, I think is the best way to put it. I could see people liking that one more than Vicious Streak, which I wouldn't blame them for. It just, I don't know, the ideas weren't as interesting to me. And yeah, I mean, it was fine. Fine connective track. Let's put it that way. Close range. Ooh.
I wanna school by 4 o'clock. You were pretty hot. Lying on the floor. You got to get back on your feet again. How can I ever make you understand? No cold heart could turn away. And nothing ever make you understand. You've got the world right in your hand. We used to play the grass is 10 foot high. You got to put.
That was a nice kind of, what would you call it? Not a sleeper hit, not underrated, just kind of like an underdog or a, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. I don't know. It's like I'll get it eventually. I'll just sit here and kind of wave my hands until I can properly describe it. It wasn't like amazing, but it was enjoyable. Let's put it that way. It is very kind of simple, but there had a lot of components that I liked. I don't know if they necessarily came together into like a masterpiece of a song, though. All right, last track, Run Wild. Let's finish this out. What?
Open, empty spaces, dusty roads, too distant.
Last time we got an acoustic track, it wasn't even fully acoustic either. Like it came in with like drums and bass pretty early, was on Brotherhood, As It Is When It Was. I think that's the last time I've heard like a really acoustic track from them, because they got after Brotherhood, Technique and Republic got pretty dancey and electronic. And like I've said, I like when bands that you don't normally associate with acoustic music, like acoustic guitar or piano or something, do something like that, because it's usually pretty interesting. I would almost argue that it's easier to be an acoustic player than it is an electric player. And so usually people who are predominantly electric, when they kind of backpedal to something more restrained, it usually comes across pretty well.
When I'm alone, I think of you.
It sounds like something that could have been on Brotherhood.
I'm not. I always wanted to be with. Well, you're really cool, and you always. If Jesus comes to take your hand. Times around the corner, good times around the corner, good times. Gonna live till I die. Gonna live to get high.
Wow. Amazing. What a weird addition. I was not expecting that. Lyrics were kind of odd. But I like the composition of it. I mean, I was pretty solid. So, get ready. Legit. I might get flack for this. I definitely liked it more than Republic. I liked it more than Movement, even. Just subjectively. I'm not in any way saying it's better than Movement because they're completely different genres at this point. Crazy to think that the same band that made Movement made this album. It's kind of weird. They're worlds apart. It's apples and oranges, but I prefer it over Movement because Movement is just that cold post-punk that I'm just not super into. But this alt-rock, alt-dance kind of stuff is a little more in my wheelhouse. Yeah, so tracks that I didn't love, tracks that I disliked would be Slow Jam. Rock the Shack was okay. Really, Slow Jam was the only one I didn't enjoy a lot. Ones I thought were okay were Turn My Way, Primitive Notion, Rock the Shack, Someone Like You. Favorites would be Crystal, 60 Miles an Hour, Vicious Streak, Close Range, Run Wild. So it's legit. Pretty solid album. It's consistent. It's not amazing. Like it's consistent, but it's not like consistent like some of the other previous albums were. But it's good. It's good. Definitely overlooked, I think. It doesn't get talked about. But these are all pretty solid tracks. Cool stuff. Talk about this album, guys, more. Talk about this album more, comma, guys, period. Okay. Anyway, that is Get Ready. Thank you guys for watching. Next album will be Waiting for the Siren's Call. I'll probably do that next week. I'm back to like a one reaction per week schedule again, just because of life. But yeah, I'm eager to continue forward and finish out New Order, because this has been one of my favorite bands since I started doing reactions. So that is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Patreon.com/AlexHeitz. If you want to support the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. $1 a month is all you need to access Patreon polls, which we do every, 3 to 6 albums or so. We'll pause and we'll do a poll where either people on my Discord will choose 4 albums or I will choose 4 albums, and then the patrons will be able to vote for which they want me to listen to. We'd also do $3 and $5 tiers for shout-outs and list being listed in the credits after the video and shout-outs. I don't really have a good reason to have higher tiers at this point, just because I can't really do this full-time at the moment. Otherwise, I would do, access to unedited stream reactions and exclusive perks, but I can't really do that right now. So if you want to support, $1 a month probably be the recommended tier. Just hop on in. Then Discord, link in the description. We have, I think, about 120 members right now, actually. It's growing faster than it has any right to, honestly. 120 members, including like 4 bots, but yeah, we have a lot of fun over here. We do different music debates, music listening parties, music discussion. We post the hottest memes on the internet, a lot of really good music memes. And we also will, that's where we'll do our voting for, different little things we do. We did best and worst album cover bracket tiers. So check that out if you would like to. And I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you around. Godspeed.